Okay, breaking news. Errol Spence pulled out from the Manny Pacquiao fight due to a torn eye retina. Man, this really sucks. Let's go ahead and check out this website, Uprocks, uprocks.com. And yeah, as you could read the title there, yeah, that he pulled out from a torn retina, and he's going to fight. Who's going to replace him is going to be, I believe, I don't, Jordanis Yugas, this guy right here. Um, I haven't seen much of this guy personally. I, I've heard that his fight with Sean Porter was really good, and that some people actually had the guy beating Porter, but that the fight was given to Sean Porter, unfortunately. But man, it's just a huge bummer. So yeah, this guy is gonna replace Spence, and even though I'm sure this guy is a top opponent, he's actually right now the WBA, I believe, the WBA champion, welterweight champion. It was given to him because Pacquiao, for about 2 years, was not defending the WBA title. So this guy, Yordenis Hugas, was the actual. I mean, he was Pacquiao was supposed to fight this guy, I believe, but Pacquiao again did not fight for 2 years, so the belt was given to this individual here. So now, yeah, obviously they're gonna get to fight, but unfortunately, it's not the fight that we wanted to see. Again, I'm sure this guy Hugas, he's as great as he is. He might even be as good as Spence. However, he doesn't have the name, um, and this also will affect Spence. Would affect his career because this was Spence's big break. He was going to fight Manny Pacquiao, and this fight was gonna elevate him to a superstar pay per view boxer. And with this now, with him pulling out, which I'm sure is very excusable, any medical condition is always excusable. Well, when boxers pull out of fights, it's not that they're ducking or anything, and I'm sure this is the case. Spence is not known as a ducker. He's reputably not known for that type of fighter. But if he actually used it for, if he actually lied about it and used that as an excuse, then yeah, shame for him. However, I strongly doubt that this is the case. I I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, and that this has happened to him. He that the doctor found a torn retina on his eye. So yeah, this would definitely put a hinder his career because let's say hypothetically Pacquiao beats Hugas, then yeah, he would the next opponent would be this fight. Would they'll bring this fight again? You know, Spence versus Pacquiao, and it would be made next year. Very likely next year, possibly later on this year. However, I don't think so. But that fight would still be on board. However, if this Hugas guy beats Pacquiao, then that would hinder Spence's career because that would I mean that would take away marketability from the Pacquiao versus Spence fight. Pacquiao right now he's on fire. He's been on fire for the last 3 or 4 years. He came back and he beat the Argentinian slugger. I currently do not remember his name. Then he went on. He moved on to he signed up for PBC for 3 fights, I believe. He fought Adrian Broner, which was a pretty awesome fight. The fight sold for 400 for about 400K pay per view buys. Then about a year later, I believe, or several months later, he fought Keith Thurman. Fight sold about 500,000 pay per view fights buys. Uh, and yeah, you know this fight right here, man, it was gonna be a big fight. It's gonna be a big. It's gonna give just give Spence give him a big break, in the boxing world. It was going to elevate him. Uh, but without Pacquiao, this, I mean, who else is out there that would elevate Spence to become a superstar in the sport? There is Canelo Alvarez. That's really the only person I could think of. However, Canelo Alvarez, he keeps moving up in weight. Right now, he's already, maybe in the next 6 months or so, he's gonna move up to 175 after he beats what's his name, Caleb Plant, or possibly David Benavidez. He's going up there. He's gonna fight those top guys at 175. Bertavier and the guy that he was gonna fight recently, Bivol. Uh, so yeah, that's the other guy that would help Spence's career move up and become a big pay-per-view star. But that's it. That really, those are the only two guys he has. And if he loses this opportunity, then that'll really hinder his career. He would have to he would have to blow up to 168 minimum to fight Canelo. There's no way Canelo would come down to 160 anymore. I just don't see that. I'm sure Spence now he would move up to 160, but it's a little too late for him now because again Canelo, I just don't see him at 160 anymore. Uh, I think the smallest he would fight is 168, and in a year from now he's going to move up to 175. So we'll see what happens. And another thing I wanted to say is, was it was this eye retina issue? Uh, I mean, obviously, when it comes to eye injuries, that is something very crucial and something to take very serious, and could be a career-threatening injury. So it's something that people have to be careful with. But maybe there's a small possibility that this injury is so small. Again, it was a doctor that caught the injury, so maybe is something microscopically small that you asked yourself if it was worth it for Spence to pull out. Again, let's give him the benefit of the doubt that he pulled that obviously this is a legit injury and is to be taken very serious. But what if it's something extremely small that maybe it was not worth for him to pull out. Maybe it really wouldn't have taken much effect in the fight. Um, but again, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. That's just a very small maybe, and I'm just throwing that in here because, man, this is a huge bummer for him, and he's losing so much. He's losing so much for not taking on the fight. But let's see. Let's see what happens, and hopefully Pacquiao beats his Yugas fight, and hopefully we'll have a wonderful fight weekend in about 2 weeks from now. What, 11 days? I think it's under 2 weeks now. Yeah, so that's it for today, and peace out. Like and subscribe.